Ready or not, folks, let's get to it right for a, what is today, Thursday? Come on, I told you I'd give it to you. Black Friday starts today. And here's the deal. You got 3 weeks. If you ever wanted to jump on the software, now it's time to do it, 30% off. I figured it out. We are going to do that, and it's only good till December 1st. And then we're going to do Harmonic Pattern Crypto 2024 webinar on December 6th. So get with that. Go to harmonictrader.com. Click the Black Friday deal. It's also on the blog. Thank you, Miss Stephanie, for putting that together. Greatly appreciate that. What's going on, chat? And everyone else, what are we doing today? Did anything pop today? Anything interesting? Oh, yeah, there's that Bitcoin thing. That was pretty interesting, right? Who would have thunk it? We're right there where we need to be. It's amazing stuff. Look, the only thing that really we were waiting on was time to reach that objective. So target one hit. It was, depending on your data feed, 36, 37, 38,000. But it's hit. We hit. Now what? What are we going to do, kids? Really? Who thought that? What'd you guys do? What are you guys doing with crypto? What's happening, everybody? Great to see it. Yeah, Harmonic is the way. Absolutely, guys. Great to see everyone. Evan, M, APV, Victoria, Niral, Daniel, Justin, my peeps, AA, Ron, everyone else. Yeah, I won. Nice $14,000 swing. You got it. What's up, Jonathan? What's going on, Boro? It's a happy Thursday, Brandon. Hey, I can't even pronounce Delulav Remortsusk. Gold membership. Yeah, you typed the gold. Thursday's giveaway Thursday. We'll give you away gold membership. You get a 30-day. And, my friend, you'll be able to go to our Crypto 2024 presentation. Folks, get over to harmonictrader.com. I mean, I'm not kidding around about this. Get to harmonictrader.com. Get with the software. If you're new and you want to try it, become a basic member and take the 2 weeks now, but get it before the end of the month. And just get ready. Anybody remember me saying this stuff all summer long that we want to position September, October for 2024? Does anyone remember that? Come on. Let's get with it. Mitch Ray in the house. What's up, Mitch Ray? Yeah, that was an amazing pullback, man. But isn't that indicative of crazy bull cycles? I mean, I think you could probably set limit orders 10% under any market price and hope to get picked up. So get with it. Get with basic membership. Guys, go check out Mitch Ray every night over on Mitch Ray TA. He does such a great program. My good friend. I'm proud to call him. Right, man? You and I are going to ride this all the way through into 2025 with the rest of the crew. We will lead the harmonic pattern way. Right now, though, it's all about Bitcoin. It really is. This is a Bitcoin train moving forward. And this is where generational wealth can be attained. You know, not only that, with the markets, where we are across the board, I really think that you guys need to take the knowledge and run with it while we can. Oh, that wasn't the screen I'm looking for. It's this one. I just want to flash the uptrend. Where is it? Here we go. Regression channel. Because that's the train tracks for this move. There you go. We just hit the top end of the channel on Bitcoin at the target. Reaction target. Now what? Well, let's just be patient with it. There are plenty of opportunities and there's plenty of time, but I don't think there's going to be time to get in on some of these prices come January. So absolutely hit it. Get with it. If you're new to harmonic patterns, technical analysis, charts in general, now's the time. Now's the time. I'm going to talk about in that 2024 crypto presentation on December 6th, I'm going to do two things. Okay. First, I'm going to talk about where I'm positioned, how I'm positioned. And then I'm going to do a Doge review and how I made $1 million on Doge. Okay. And I've got all the tweets to prove it. And I've got the tweets to show you when I got out. And I'll show you why I got out. Okay. I'm not saying get Doge now. I'll show you some things that I've got me that I'm just going to continue to build positions. If it's more BTC, if it's XRP, if it's Cardano, you guys know that I started those positions in earnest back in September. And how is that playing out for you? Definitive reasons, type 2, confirmations across the board. So let's get to it. And my thought, I've said this before, I don't think you need to over allocate. Okay, so if you don't have a lot of scratch, I would have to imagine everyone could pull together a few $1,000 in investment capital. And I'm talking if you're totally broke. Okay, and then ride this crypto wave because it's not going to last. I mean, crypto is going to be a phenomenon, but the accumulation, the allocation cycle is going to go for about, in my opinion, 15 months. And then you'll have another retracement. But that time, we will be looking at BTC probably at new all-time highs. But there's always a process to the way price action builds and makes its run to get all the way there. All right. That's the deal. I should just go to my Twitter. You guys, you'll see what I post. I don't, it's not like I'm a manic poster, but what I do put up, I feel is quality. I'm not wasting your time with side comments and, political reference points of the day. I just want to do harmonic patterns because the rest for me, it's all about levels. Really, whatever your technical method is, it is all about levels. For me, it's harmonic pattern levels. Harmonic patterns are the natural growth cycles in the market. That's how I look at it. So that's the deal on BTC. What do you do? Like, okay, Scott, I'm not in there yet. Or what? Well, let's just break it down. Let's wait. Get a 1 hour, 4 hour pullback. Something like this. We even just had one a couple weeks ago, right down at a 34 after the big pump. Does another move. And it's just going to keep building like that. It's the other thing that I don't think people are talking enough about are the general technical bases. A guy named David Ryan and Bill O'Neill, two guys. They did Investors Business Daily in the 80s. David Ryan, they talked about the super bases. I've mentioned this before. And they could be in the shape of like a Wyckoff accumulation period or phase. But that's what you're looking at. I mean, here's BTC. All right. On the daily, really, the longer the base, the bigger the move. That was the rule of thumb. And we have them. I mean, yeah, you have them across the board. So there's BTC. I guess the real news today was Ethereum busting its move, finally above 2,000. And I'm still not, from a harmonic pattern perspective, look, you've got a few patterns. Another crab here. You had a little shark. Okay, 2518. Basically, 2,500 is the target one, but that's lagging compared to Bitcoin. And I've said that. I'm more about Bitcoin on this cycle. Ethereum, excuse me, Bitcoin, Ripple, Cardano. I mean, you have legitimate things down there. Let's get to XRP because that did a nice pop, came off, and here you go. I think what we really decided last time was that XRP was all about the Gartley. And that was on the weekly too. There you go. Which, if that is, and I do think that is, and that's KuCoin. A lot of the other feeds have it as a bat pattern. It doesn't matter. I've been talking about this since 50 cents, and we should just continue to build off of here. Nothing changes. Target 2, 137, 130, whatever. That's where it's headed. So, not going to happen in a week or a month, but maybe by the end of the year or certainly January, I think we can make that run over a dollar. In the short term, let's call it like 90 cents, 95 cents come, December, maybe by the time we're doing our crypto 2024 session. Let me bring these back up. I know I deselected this stuff. Here's the bat. So again, we've had these discussions. Check our sessions from, I don't know, you can go back to the summer. You can go back to September. I think I really was kind of pounding the table then. And then what we do, and the proprietary indicator signal of HSI, Harmonic Strength Index, that's your harmonic relative strength. That triggered just 2 weeks ago, and we see what's happening from that trigger across the board. Pretty phenomenal stuff. We'll get to the bigger markets in a second. They continue. And, we'll outline what up. Because, look, market is holding despite everything, despite a lack of, I don't know, people acting like adults, especially in certain capitals. You feel like this country's on cruise control, people looking to drive it off a cliff, but yet the markets still go. I'll talk about that in a couple minutes because I have, some insights where I really think the challenge with all trading is your development. We line it up, we do our analysis, we pick our levels, but can we stay in the trades and ride it through to get to that point? That's the key. So that's XRP. Let's just rip through a few more. Cardano. There you go. Cardano is trying to really take off here, and we know there's a verifiable pattern, and I'm going to do pretty much a patterns looking left discussion on the 6th of why we want to be positioned off of the levels that we do. Cardano was a big bat, but it was a type 2 crab. Where'd you go, crab? Hold on. Oh, I think it's because it's over. I'm generating too many bars here. And let me show you. Get back here. Where is it? It's type 2. Hold on. 25 cents, 24.5. I don't know I'm going to get angry here in a second. I think I changed my settings. 24.5. There it is. I don't like, that's the only thing about crypto it drives me nuts is that you have these varying data feeds because of spike runs and slightly different, times where they were picked up by the exchange. But this has been the deal, 25 cents the whole time. Little overbought at the moment, so don't be surprised if we take more time to bust out. But that's XRP. A couple of the other ones I think are important to watch. Bitcoin Cash. Now, this has got this Gartley, so this is interesting. And we've discussed this. Is Bitcoin Cash telling us something? On the upside, I tweeted that back in the summer when it did that massive move. Now we have this Gartley where, that might need more time to work itself out. Let me show you a few new ones, okay? Something I mentioned last time. It's interesting how crypto in categories is asserting itself. And I think, the financial world, the financial outlook, this area that dealing with financials in general, financial transactions between banks, things like that. This is Bancor, where, hold on. Yeah, I took off the settings here. There she is. So this is about as nice of a pattern looking left, where you have the super base, you have confirmation. We really started popping off a couple days ago, and I am going to assume target 1 on all of these patterns. That's going to give us the clue of knowing where we're going, and that is minimum objective. The one that I showed last time, it was that Teller Bank. Where'd you go? TRB. And that's up 10x off the low from a year ago. Where'd it go? Let me do it this way. Yeah. Ooh, nice. Down 26 bucks. Okay. I told you guys I was not chasing that one, and that kind of blew me away. But TRB has done some things. Now, with my crew, this is exactly something where we use the all-time range, and you guys know 886, right? 886 is all-time. That's what we're really measuring for. And you could go, again, you've got different ranges. I thought this was really interesting on Binance feed, that TRB is a type 2 crab. No confirmation yet, but type 2 crab at 140. So that's probably hit its objective for now. Yeah, whatever is in a name. Carthago's saying, what's in a name for crypto? It doesn't matter. They have use cases. I don't know. I've told you guys all along, this is all about a speculation allocation cycle. Everyone, almost self-fulfilling prophecy with the BTC halving, but you see what it's doing with people rushing in. I mean, that's a massive run. It's incredible. But we've seen this before playing out again. Let's take a look at the total index. Because if this was any chart, any of them, I would say, wow, this is a nice base formation, trying to break out above 1.3 trillion. Not to mention we had that yellow dot 2 weeks ago. So that's a first thrust breakout phase, and I think we can trace out the W formation. This is something also that I will go over so you guys have the strategies to understand from a market cycle perspective, how can we project levels? Where are we going? That's it. You got to have a clue, have the levels, have the natural harmonic levels, and target those. I mean, that's maybe not 90, but 886, something like that. Make a 2 trillion run versus like total 3. Now that finally doing something. That's why your alts are running. How can we explain the delay? Why didn't alts run until now? Well, I've said this all along. You needed Bitcoin to get going, to bring the money back in. And now this is just an extended base. You did break out, you back tested, you broke the trend line, and you back tested down here, the zone, the hop level, almost, was that perfect? What was that low? I was right around the June 21 too. 292, hop level 285. We should be considering going forward that you go and make the move up to target 1 and take it in minimums. Just like Bitcoin, all along I've been saying Bitcoin 37, 38,000, and because that was target 1. Hey, if we get something more than that, you'll be positioned. You'll be in a good spot. But we're just coming off of that base where you have formed, take a look, initial low, secondary low, confirmation. Now you have this consolidation. We could actually trace out a little W formation there. Let's see if it pops. No, not yet, but you're certainly at the top end of that range. Oh yeah, there was a bat pattern here. And that's the good thing. It's kind of like a hidden resistance level. Nobody's looking at that. Sorry. If you don't have the software, you're not getting your patterns traced out where you understand the levels. How do we know where the fireworks will really begin? It's on the breakout. It's busting above 431 billion. That's the other thing about what I will talk about, because I've discussed that what crypto really needs to do is blow out these short-term bearish patterns. You might have a pause, you might go into a consolidation, but once you do, you're into acceleration phase. So I'm good on that. This is kind of like a get it now while you can for crypto. I think maybe we take it into 2025, but much like what we saw 2022, where or late 2021, things started to tail off after the massive move. It's not going to go on forever. So understand, we are just coming out of the hole on these, and we're going to get a first thrust breakout. This isn't even really first thrust yet. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Great to see you. Couple more of these that I want to highlight that I think are, things to look at. Categories. Metaverse. I'm too old for Metaverse. I can't play video games, but I can take long positions off the stock. I'd rather look at the charts than live in the Metaverse. But we have big patterns looking left. There's Sandbox. And you want to strategize in here because literally the light switch just turned on about a couple weeks ago on a lot of these. I think this is even a weekly. There you go. Look at that. Sandbox. Little dot just a few weeks ago. Triggered. And think of it this way. Like the whole process really didn't even begin until that dot. And let's blow it up. So you tell me, what's the realm of possibility within those levels? Target 1, 344. But understand that we're going to do some work down here, and then we will get moving. But these are the patterns looking left. The other Metaverse, that's down 5%. That's nothing. The other one is Mana, Decentraland, and a similar deal. Big patterns, shaping up, confirmation. I think this was a daily. There you go. Yeah, that was even shorter. A couple bat patterns down there. You have a little bit of you're dealing with a back-to-back bat situation, but that's fine. You come back around 34, 35 cents, you're good. You're good. So that's another category. A third category, folks, are privacy coins, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong. But things like Zcash, we have patterns here. That's almost a perfect type 2 down there. Or, we'll give you another one, Compound. And this isn't one that I mentioned long ago that had so many patterns to the left here. There you go. It's done a few runs. You know, Compound almost went up to 70, 80 and backed off back into the zone. So we're just getting started on that as well. Not a biggie. Just, hey, look at this last one. You had a little butterfly right now. And Compound, oh, did it do it? It did the target one in that flash. T1, that's the designation. That's our reaction designation, and goes to T1 $sign. Reaction over. So then come on back for the retest, and what you want to see is a blowout. You want to see pattern failure. So we get the pattern failure, then you'd want to, then you could expect a larger acceleration phase. Let it do its thing. Let it work itself out. But it's an interesting kind of phenomenon going on here, category by category. The other one would be that Dash. Yeah, or there's a bat pattern, but you're coming off of Dash was a weekly, I think. Yeah, check this out. I mean, it looks huge on the daily, but look at the patterns. It's a massive butterfly pattern right down there, 23 bucks. Confirmation 3 weeks ago at around 26, 27. Couple more. Yeah, then you have those individual situational crypto. Definitely, Justin, like VE Chain, where it looked like it was going to zero. But it's a massive bat pattern. It's just taking more time. Now that Bitcoin's on the move, you hit some targets for now. Good, that's a starting point. But this, another pattern looking left, and without exception, we're always wanting to get to target one. I won't even say the price level. Yeah, looks like market got hit with a bad bond auction, I guess. We'll look at that in a minute. The Qs are off. They're dropping. That's fine. That's probably what did it. We'll look at that in a second. And we'll talk about crude oil too, because crude oil is almost at its target, amazingly. A couple more. Who said that? Yeah, Iwan. Cake. So that was the, I guess the, you know, there's meme coins and stuff, but that was another one where Cake did a massive thrust off of that butterfly, but you know, that's a first thrust kind of a thing. Maybe let it come back to 167, but certainly you have confirmation. And these are the kind of patterns you want to strategize against. You want that thing come back, form a secondary high, a secondary low higher than the initial low, and then go. Biggest tail on record for the 30-year? Yeah, we know this. Like we know we have idiots spending all of our money right now. Deficit spending 2 trillion a year. That's why Bitcoin is doing what it's doing. You know, people are fed up. People are not going to put their money in bonds. They're going to go to stuff like Bitcoin and others. Why? Because the alternatives are terrible. I'm not one that really barks, although this dog's a little frustrated with what he's been seeing for a while. I hope we get change, and I'm not a fan of either party, but damn it, we need change. Financially, all I care about, that's all I care about. You know, I want the best financial environment for everyone to make money, but when you got people doing what they're doing now, you have to be on your toes. You got to be fighting for your financial existence. It's certainly the old model is done. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have, and I'm very glad that I chose this industry. Even though I've been doing this solo, I mean, I've been doing Harmonic Trader since '98. I've been doing Harmonic Pattern Discovery since late '90s, and I'm glad because it's a different day. You can't survive. You can't survive unless you're in the markets, and that's more about being an equity owner, okay, than an ower. So think about that. I mean, this is critical stuff, folks. The divide is only getting larger. You have to choose what side you're going to be on. A couple more. I will only. Someone said Pepe only because someone was saying that last time, and you brought my attention to it. I didn't touch it, but I did notice that Pepe popped. And we talked about Pepe again. The meme stocks or the meme crypto. Not really my flavor, even though Doge was a big winner for me last time. It was only because Elon Musk was barking and I had patterns. So be aware of that. Pepe, it's that. You got to you need to close above the obvious resistance, but I don't, I'm not really looking to that. I think it's, even stuff like Doge, which does have, look, Doge has patterns. Look at all those patterns. Your back-to-back patterns, 6 cents on the downside, 8 cents on the top side. But Doge probably doesn't do much until you get out above 8 or 9 again. Couple more. I did mention Polkadot last time. And check out this pattern. Big butterfly down at the low. Hasn't really moved much yet, but at least you have patterns looking left. A few more. In fact, here's another one, this Ethereum Classic. Not only daily patterns, this is another one where I don't think it's even moved yet, with 3 patterns looking left. Go to the weekly. It's a massive butterfly down here. Where'd you go? There she is. And it's a type 2. It just hasn't completely developed yet, but if that is a type 2 and hop level at 13 and change is it, we're gunning for target 2 at $54. That's how it works. Hey Jake, what's up? We already looked at Dash. Scroll back about 5-10 minutes. Thank you, Tails. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Appreciate that. A few more. But again, looking left, this is what we want to get into. Hey, let's talk about GBTC. Remember $29? It was weekly, 29.06. We hit that today. I think this was even a monthly chart. Sure is. So there you go. Anybody remember me talking about GBTC to $29? It wasn't long ago. This thing was under 20. And that's the kind of rationale I hope to impart for everyone so that you guys can have the skills, you have the strategies to understand where this stuff is going. And then when we get to the targets, conversely, you know what to do. Now, I think GBTC, fine in the long run. And we'll see what happens. 2961 is the exact number there. Take a look at what's happening with our harmonic strength index expanding on the monthly. So that's strong. The other thing is on the standard RSI, you're above 50 and you're moving higher. So that could, in my opinion, that could run and you could do a target 2 to 40. DeGartley, Mitch. That's right. DeGartley. That's why it's something. I mean, that's why this is it's kind of a meaningful structure where Bitcoin is telling you something. And you go look left on that, months to come, a year from now, you'll know why it did what it did. Couple more. What else do we have? Oh, I don't know if I can do that. SHIB. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. I mean, that's on the lows and that's a monthly chart. Here's a weekly Coinbase, but I just think these are money pools. And I think people are going to be attracted to crypto that actually have use case. You know, they're going to talk about, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. I mean, I'd rather have a crypto that someone can explain to someone else it does something than just a money pool. Excuse me, 1 second. Okay. Couple more. The Fetch AI of the world. The AI crypto of the world. Okay, talked about this. That's another category. And this one is hitting overbought at the moment. I was flirting with 40, but not able to get through. Beautiful deep crab. I would prefer, and with a lot of these, I mentioned this last time, that we get the reaction down and then you blow through. Let's see if that plays out. But the other one that's quite similar is this ocean, yeah. Overbought. I mean, they did a hell of a run. Ocean's actually one of the reasons why this is something to really look forward to is because you bottomed a year ago. You did a massive thrust move. You came back. You're basing where your high or low sets you up for some kind of massive, larger potential run. That has a lot of construction, if you will, for that eventual move up, like there. So be aware of that. Take a look at those. The last one, where's AGIX? So AGIX, I posted that a while ago and people are like, well, what do we do with that now? It's a little late. No. Now you have it. Now's the time. There's the little drawing. Big Gartley. I mean, that's a massive Gartley that hasn't started. Maybe it's running into some HSI currently. But let's see. I'm looking at this 20, 22, somewhere in here. Maybe we get a 4-hour signal down there. But it has broken out of the downtrend. And I mentioned this last time. Let it come back, do some consolidation, and then get ready for the ramp. Justin's telling me Bancor is moving up. Is it? Let's see. Yeah, that's on the move. I like that one. Look, I expect these to come back just because they're popping now. Look, don't chase them. Please don't chase those. Okay, you're going to get opportunities. Maybe if you have to, challenge yourself. Put your limit buy. If instead of the market order, put your limit buy like 10% under any price. Okay, and wait to get picked up. If it's BTC, put an order. Let's see what happens. Maybe we come back to 34,000 as we continue to ride. But this is playing out. It's playing out. I guess more aggressively is the way to think about it than I thought. I thought for sure that the September October time frame for positioning was a great way to think about it going into next year. But I will, I'll be patient on even these. Plenty to go. Plenty to go. Let's take a look at a couple of those stocks because how about like Riot was up almost 20% today. Probably got clipped back. Yeah, I mean, that was up at 12. It's 1050, but really nothing big. Why? Because we're against this deal. And we talked about the blockchain stocks. Riot can be the example for all of them, where it's just getting started and you're dealing with a long-term structure here. So XA level is 1087. You're back under there, but you're generating HSI confirmation. One more weekly bullish close, and you'll get a yellow dot on the stocks. And we saw what happened 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, when we got those yellow dots on weekly crypto, we were still skeptical. I thought it would take more time, but they decided to bust the move now. And that's fine. It's just a matter of time. It's positioning at the levels, and our target one is 32.79. Just because we're so far away doesn't mean is that impossible? How are you going to do a triple? Just give it time. Give it time. Some of the others, Michael Saylor, big shout out to my buddy, my soon-to-be friend, right? I got to give that guy all the props in the world. It seemed like he was really just kind of against the crowd, but man, he really. I didn't agree with everything he said, especially towards the top, like mortgage your house, mortgage your car, sell your car, and that was when Bitcoin was like 50,000. When you got deep pockets, doesn't really matter, especially when people are lending you billions of dollars and you got that kind of credibility. For me, I think it's more about positioning and levels, but looks like his thing wants to do it. I mean, it's even if we just do static, there's your bear trend. Show me where the W formation could be. Like where's the bat action magnet move? It can be like this. X, A, B, B's at a 45. Take it to the 886. 800. Hey, Jonathan, yeah, conviction with deep pockets and good creditors. And that is something going on about this current market cycle that really started with the financial crisis, where this insane expansion in credit and debt, it needs people to run that debt. It needs people to be stewards of the debt. So that's the billionaire class. They are debt stewards. I don't care if it's Elon Musk, Michael Saylor, the Google guys, whomever. They brought their concept to business, and in the right era, the right decade, of the craziest easy money cycle ever, 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 no doubt. And we're going to see how it really plays out. Let's jump over to the major markets. Let's go to the Qs. Okay. I'm not for a second gonna kid you guys or myself about the fakeness that we get to enjoy here in this country of easy money and the ability for this government just to go into debt and basically inflate asset values to crazy numbers. Anyone else paying $9, $10 for a dozen eggs? I don't know how many other people can do that. You know, it's really, these are things in the back of my mind where it's just like, you know, you do double take, but it's a kind of like a secret hyperinflation, kind of a wink wink. Yeah, let's spend another 2 trillion next year. But, you know, we've got our salary. We're okay. You know, I guess everyone else will have to just deal with it. For now, all right, folks, despite those concerns, we just got to stick with the pattern levels. Qs want to do the retest of the XA. So 384. And we'll then see in a big way what's going to happen against that weekly structure. It's not really a type 2 because we never got to 336, but I'll play it up for the next confirmation level. I think what will happen is this will surge. We'll surge and we'll get some kind of crazy thrust up on the retest of the zone. And the reason why I say that is because here we have standard RSI that hit the 50 level. Oh, where's the other platform? Let me show it to you on the other platform. Where'd you go? Where's my e-signal? Here you go. Here is, let's go weekly. And I got RSI BAM. This is the e-signal platform. So we've got it on all of the platforms. Okay. Where's standard RSI? Here's standard RSI. And this is important. This is straight out of my volume 2. This is, you know, this took years of toiling. But it really matters. It's significant information. If you can't see it, let me highlight. So what happened on the last top? Go back to the summer. All right, and let me just blow up the indicator screen. On standard RSI, weekly, no doubt, no less. What is that? That's a big M formation. It's called RSI BAM right there. I'll show you where it comes from volume 2 in a second. But that's set up a minimum test down to your 50 level. And actually what this can do is give you a very powerful return move in the final phase to set up a divergence. Now I'm throwing myself and I'm projecting this weeks, if not months ahead of time. But this will be the model that I will be discussing for an indicator framework so that you guys understand what are we doing? How are we doing this? So standard RSI, and for standard RSI to do that is remarkable. You don't typically get extreme readings all the time in standard RSI. I still say Wells Wilder, absolute genius. In his book, I think it was 78 new concepts in technical analysis, he released stochastics, ADX, RSI. I think RSI is the best one, simplest measure of assessing relative strength. And then I took that to kind of put it on steroids with amplified RSI because that's more expressive. That shows it. And that just got above the 50 too. So we'll see that move first. And then finally, for the big thing to consider this week, next week, can HSI get above the 50? Because then that would open up the final thrust move. It could be an overextended, low volume rally up to the overbought. And that is the level where if you're going to get some kind of topping formation in the next 6 months, it's going to be up in here or up in here or, like I said, down here. And against the zones, that's a challenge of the all-time highs. Understand that. So where does that come from, and where can you learn more about that? Go over to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member, as I said, and then this is free. So hit the basic members page and access the books. And it's in volume 2, 2007. I remember that like it was yesterday, putting that together. It took a couple years on RSI, but I knew about the fact that basic Fibonacci harmonic levels with RSI extremes were powerful. And in volume 2, then I realized, and I started fooling around with it, that those W formations, M formations are critical. Let me see, can I make that bigger for everyone? Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Come on. Where'd it go? Anyway. Oh, here it is. Thank you. Blow that up. It looks like that. Also, I realize I need to make the charts bigger on the screen in general on YouTube. They look kind of small. But this is where you learn about this stuff. Go to volume 2. This kind of understanding technical confirmation methods, you're going to be blown away. Let's look at the bearish. That's bullish. Where's bearish? Come on. Bearish. There you go. There it is. That's impulsive. And then there's the complex. That's what you're looking at right now in the Qs on the weekly chart. It can have more than just like a simple M. You can have that. Be more of a W. Here you go. Okay, but that's what that is. That's what that is. Again, get the perspective. Go to volume 2. If you're not familiar with those confirmation strategies, take a look, because they're going to go a long way to understand the kind of internal mechanics of what's happening. Hey, what's up, Arun? Yes, there's seminars on RSI BAM. It's all in the basic member video library, so check that out too. If you guys don't like to read, and I know a lot of people don't read, can't read, you can sit there and with your iPod on and earpods in and go here, or the place to go is Harmonic Pattern Collection software course, and go to part 2 or part 3. I think it's part 2, but check that out. All right, but those understandings, it's not complicated. Look, once you know what to look for and you have the software serve it up for you, okay, then you understand what you're looking at. And then, come back here. Check out my sessions. So watch the things that I highlight so you understand where we are. I mean, we've talked about why this was going to be a correction ever since the summer. A reaction, not even a correction, just reaction. And then the final piece that I'm still looking for is that I do expect 384 as our target minimum. But if things get crazy, we'll know really fast. Okay? And that's, kind of to keep a keep myself in check here. I never like to jump to the maximum conclusion. I prefer to keep it in terms of minimum, and think in minimums, because what happens if you get that bigger scenario, it's going to be obvious. You're absolutely just going to blow through. For now, it's still up. And we've seen it in the likes of Microsoft and Netflix for the retest and other things. Let's talk the SPY, because I think those are two really exemplary indices. Weekly, daily. Here's the daily. Daily's a deep crab, or a regular crab. And it's just off. It's a type 2 crab. Let me highlight that. It's this. Take away the deep crab. Here you go. Oh, also I want to blow that up. Here you go. Now, today we got a T2, or Tuesday we got the T2. All right, today we're trying to roll over up at the T2 sign, but the T2, I'll show you what that T2 is. It's related to a prior bearish pattern. For right now, off this bullish pattern, and go back and look at my Twitter feed, really for the last 6 weeks or more, this is what we've been drawing out. What's going to happen here? We still have to hit 440.88 to be exact. And you would still need confirmation. There on the daily, we are overbought. Amplified has rolled over. Standard RSI, not really there. If we had triple confirmation, I would say, that's something significant. So you're still early on this. Maybe we trigger this in a day or two. Certainly it could happen by next week, but 440.88 is still that objective. Now the T2 that really this is referring to is this crab pattern. 436.31 has been a huge number. And let me just remove the bullish pattern. Let's isolate the bearish pattern. Isolate bearish, not bullish, like this. Okay. And check out the zones. So if this is the bearish crab, and it is, all right, measured off the level, we've talked about all along, I mean, back in the summer, we were right there, 450 and change. We got confirmation. And the SPY was not only about that bullish pattern, but also target one, 419.74. So no doubt, hyper-focused into the next week, 2 weeks. This is critical. It doesn't, no matter what, we still assume T2. If that's a type 2, we go to target 2. All right, that could set up something only with confirmation though. So we need a few more days on this. Today's like a 1-day thing. But I've got absolutely eyes on this whole situation. Everyone else is just simply looking at kind of standard trend line. Everyone's like, oh man, that's just a downtrend. It's getting rejected. Or other people doing Fibonacci, they might just say, oh, well, here we are at the 618 and getting rejected exactly at your 618. Hey, that happens. It's very common for markets to experience a minimum reaction off of an initial test of a level. That's the whole reaction reversal concept. But for now, the larger implications, they don't come into play until we not only confirm, but then go through at least a 2-3 day process of some kind of check back, divergence, rejection. That's really what the yellow dot's all about. A couple of comments, questions. What's going on, everybody? You guys are fairly active today. Great to have you. Hey, hit the like, Subscribe if you like what you see here. Again, we're here Tuesday, Thursday. That's all I can do. But absolutely. Arun's asking, so how would the market sync with Bitcoin? Maybe if we got confirmation on Bitcoin, we go back, we have some kind of retest phase. Certainly target one. And interesting that we're hitting major targets independent of all these markets, of each other. It's not unusual to see that from a harmonic level. Like, wow, how does that happen? I don't know how it happens. Again, I think markets are a zero-sum game. The patterns express themselves in such a way where I think the allocation mathematically triggers at different times. But we want to pay attention. I mean, Bitcoin's telling us, pay attention. Crypto, pay attention. Major markets, pay attention. Okay? And this is just another one. Today's first day. Even with any bearish pattern, no matter what. Like you have a bearish pattern, just because you hit the number doesn't mean it's like an automatic trade opportunity. Show me one bearish candle. So be aware of that. Okay? Couple of the story stocks I've been mentioning to you folks forever. Taiwan Semi. Okay, big. Oh, let me get some patterns here. Let me turn on the bullish patterns. Taiwan semiconductors in general. It's a big type 2. That's on a weekly, actually. Here you go. Bang. Beautiful T2. Look at the T2 that got generated by the software. All right? It's not going to happen in one bar. Probably takes at least 30 weeks to get to target 2, but that's the plan. That's one. Hey, another one, I haven't mentioned this in a while, but it's something I really was pounding the table on, which is Intel on a monthly basis. And it's really, oh no, that was weekly. There you go, weekly. It's a deep crab. And we're still looking for 4136. It's a type 1, but it's a big, beautiful pattern. And I've been saying that for a while. Okay? Big stuff there. We'll get up there and let's see what, let's negotiate it when it gets there, but that's still in play. And then some of the other ones like Coca-Cola, again, these are, big. Let me go back here. Big patterns. There you go. It's the Gartley. As Mitch would say, it's the Gartley. And that's a big weekly structure. Right off the hop level at 51.59. I mean, exact. We should still look for target 2, 62.16. How about that TLT? We had, you do have this to deal with. Look, just generated a yellow dot last week. That's the first time that TLT and rates would even be a consideration. I think this is a monthly. Yeah, it's all-time 886 since they brought this public. So think about it this way. Connect dots. I probably have to expand the parameters, but 886 all-time is down there around 90. But it just hit 2 months ago, last month. So we're quite early in any possibility for rates for this decline. To start looking, it just happened. That's it. Couple more. Hey, that's a pretty good one, CJ. I've mentioned that before. Carnival Cruise, CCL. It's almost there. All right, CCL. Oh, yeah, that was a monthly. Well, here it's a monthly. Okay, but the weekly pattern on CCL, even better. And I think, You're just getting confirmation now, and that's, what is that, 8? Wasn't that $10? I thought that was like that was something at 10. Maybe it's showing the bigger pattern here. Let me take off the crab or deep crab. But actually it was, hold on. Yeah, it's a bat. I knew there was something there. You've got a couple big patterns on things like this, and a lot of markets, they have big patterns, but they either haven't give you confirmation or they haven't done the full type 2 yet to really trigger it. So be aware of that. Okay, you're early, and being early sometimes can be a problem. Couple more. What's up, Island? mRNA. I'm not a fan. You know, there's certain stocks that I just would never buy. This is one of them. But look at the pattern. It's a massive bat, but it's still early. That could go as low as 32 bucks. And I'm happy to see that, bastards. You know what I'm saying. Here's the other one that I wouldn't touch, but I know there's something here. You know, Pfizer. And there's look, it's a big bat pattern down here. It's a 2 of 2. But no confirmation yet. That probably could go as low as 25. But even if, you know, even if that was a perfect setup, I still wouldn't touch that. I'm not a fan. I would look at, you know, other things. There's a lot of old economy things, a lot of old economy stocks that have been crushed, and they're setting up. Come on, my brain. It's been a long day. Come on. Oh, Kraft Heinz, KHZ, basic old economy. No, come on, what is it? KHC. But again, this is an example of stocks that, you know, are on discount, certainly. And they have big patterns down here that, you know, we should take a look at. There you go. Deep crab, 31. You know, they're not going to be explosive movers, but more of like your longer term investment style. Certainly on discount. And other ones that are like that, you know, Conagra Foods, Mondelez. I do like that one. Mondelez, pretty strong company here. And you've got, I think this was a weekly. It's still in an uptrend. Where was that one? It was daily maybe. Yeah, there it is. A deep crab. But even with Mondelez, check it out. That reaction might be over. Really where the bigger opportunity would be on the type 2, the retest. So I'll watch that for something like this and then go. That would be the longer term signal. There are a bunch of these. Those old economy. Here's the last one I'll show you. These are slow. You know, maybe they move 20, 30%. But they're just hitting, or they literally just hit some major levels. Target's a weekly. Down here, just generated HSI. There you go. Crab, or sorry, bat pattern around 110, maybe as low as 105. Evan's saying he's worried that he'll miss the BTC move to 40,000. Don't worry. Listen, you're going to get opportunities. If you're really concerned, just put a limit order 10% under the current price. And a partial. Okay, that's it. Partial. One or two more. CJ wants to look at PayPal. And I'm not really a fan. You know, I mean, I don't I've heard that this is a crazy sick PE ratio. I was really looking at this around 60 something and change, and something's up with this. This is like, this thing's has like a respiratory infection like I've had for the last 2 weeks, but this has been for 2 years. It's a bad. This thing needs antibiotics or a clove of garlic. It's just, amazing how this stuff goes like this. But check out, go to the monthly. What I get amazed by is that all IPOs, one way or another, seemingly have to go through an all-time 886 reset. I've seen Apple do it. I've seen Amazon do it. A lot of the tech bubbles, they did the massive run. They crashed in the 2000 dot-com bust, and they came back and did an 886. And you're there now, but you need to see a couple of bullish months. I mean months before PayPal could turn around. It's interesting. I'm surprised on that one. I mean, but there was nothing on the way down that suggested to take a shot at that until recently. Really, there's your first dot back in July. It still may need, a few more months, even maybe a year. But that's got to form a base. That's like where crypto was probably a year ago. Yeah, William saying financials are fine, just the public can't borrow at this high rate. We'll see how that happens, how that goes down. If people can't keep spending money, this economy will roll over fast. So be aware of that. Look, a lot of us have not been through a 2008. I know that a lot of the public is basically immune. They don't know what a market crash really looks like, but there will be along the way as we continue to go. That's not what I'm saying. In fact, I'm looking on this next retest for it to be quite significant. But for now, you just play it. I want to show you. I didn't really get into the big tech, but we need to watch Microsoft. Okay, why? Well, 368.74 is a hop level off the shark. Microsoft's probably the one stock, that and Apple, that are actually holding this market up. If these were lower, this market would be lower. But here's Apple. There's Microsoft. I mean, Apple on its way for this daily. Remember, we do have definitive patterns down here. Some back-to-backs. This one is a shark. Where'd you go? There it is. It's a back-to-back shark, perfect at 167.62 in that return phase. This is an example of on the bearish side where the type 2 has yet to hit. And that XA level, that minimum, let's look at it when it hits 189. When that happens, okay, I will really be hyper-focused to see if we get some kind of confirmation, bearish rollover, which would lead to a larger market meltdown off of there. There's still the retest to come. So be aware of that. Set your sights on crypto. Set your sights on this market the next week or 2 weeks. All right? That's just exciting times, no doubt. But we got to be hyper-focused. Get over to Harmonic Trader, guys, and check out our Black Friday deal there and become a basic member, access the books, all of that. That's what I have for today. All right? Appreciate it. Guys, we'll be back on Tuesday. If you have any questions on that, you can DM me, Discord. You can send me an email, get to me on Twitter, whatever. But now's the time to pull it all together and get ready for the next year. Okay? Many opportunities to come and many major market changes on the horizon as well. You heard it here first. Okay? Catch everybody on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Thanks again. Go get them.